mail.
We're going to go ahead and get started. Ms. Holloway, if you'll come up and help us with the oath of office.
Okay. I could ask Mr. Carringer and Ms. Mitchell to please stand, please.
Do we have Bibles?
Yeah, you know,
I got a Bible in my.
no.
That work.
Is Susie going to get one?
She is.
I can get
Do it
one.
at the same time. We do
You
that.
can.
Well, have
We
we
did.
try to show the Bible space?
We can.
Sorry about my boobies.
We still not there now.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's right. We still, well, the tables were there. I didn't think to bring a Bible, I thought.
Well, I guess I'm just a New Testament I won't do, so.
Yeah, it'll do.
Y'all got
I
one
usually
card
carry
with me?
I've got several in my office. The problem is I'm locked out of it right now.
You don't have a key to your office?
Well, we should have gone.
Yes, no, not really.
It's probably a long story.
I let Kim keep it so I don't lose it.
Thank you. One to do. If y'all both place your left hand on the Bible, place your right hand. And if you'll say "I" and then your name, please.
Together,
Yes.
I, Deborah Hayden Fincher,
Do you solemnly swear that you will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office? So help you God.
yes. Yes,
And
ma'am.
then say "I" and then your name, please.
I, Deborah Hayden Fincher,
Clark Carringer.
Do you solemnly swear that you will well and impartially discharge the several duties of the office of Board of Education for the County of Graham according to the laws? So help you God.
yes, yes.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
All right. I'm sorry, my hands are greasy.
That's all right.
That's because I love essential oils.
Chip, if you'll sign that for me, please. Hank, if you'll sign that first, please.
He gets to practice.
And you got it.
Thank you.
I promise you, I'm gonna get you one.
I'll now call to order the special call meeting of the Graham County Board of Education. The first order of business will be setting the meeting time and place. The floor is now open for discussion regarding the board meeting time and place.
Well, as you well know, I've asked for the meeting to be in the evening so we'll be more transparent and able for our parents and our staff and our constituents to attend the meetings. I think a morning meeting puts a restriction on that, and it makes us more accountable and more transparent. So I'm going to make a motion that we maybe not 5 o'clock, but even meet at 4:30. So, and if it doesn't, then I had asked that we have a meeting, one in the fall. And this is our fall meeting. It's not winter yet, and hopefully if it doesn't pass, that we meet in the evening, that we will at least try one more time. With this being a special call meeting and it being a late meeting and it not being our regular time that we meet, that we at least try, if we meet in the morning, we at least try again one more time in the spring in the afternoon.
Okay, so did you make a motion? Do I have a motion then for the time?
4:30.
I think it should be 5:30. I say that.
That would be a separate motion.
separate.
That'd be separate motion. So,
So,
I guess that's just my discussion.
okay, so is that in the form of a motion?
Well, I put it in the form of a motion. I make a motion that the Graham County Board of Education, due to the constraints of parents not being able to come, staff, and being accountable and transparent to our constituents, that we meet at 4:30, the first, let's see, did we meet the first Tuesday of the month?
All of those in favor?
Wait, do we have a second?
Oh, I'm sorry, second. Second? Do we have a second for the motion that Ms. Knott made? We have no second, so that motion will not carry. Do I have another motion for the time and date of the meeting?
I'd like to make a motion that we meet at 10 o'clock on the first Tuesday of every month and meet in this building.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? At this time, that motion will carry with a majority vote. The next item on the agenda is election of officers. Do I have a nominations for the chairperson of the Board of Education?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Nelson. He's done a good job here the last couple of years, so I nominate him as chairperson.
Do I have any further nominations? Then I guess Mr. Nelson would need to step out. Is that,
You have to have a motion to close nominations
okay,
first.
sorry. Do I have a motion to close nominations? Do I have a motion to close nominations?
Yes.
Yes. And do I have a second? To close the nominations, okay. So I now have a closed motion, and Mr. Nelson, if you would step out and if we could close doors, please.
And,
All those in favor of Mr. Nelson as, so I've got the motion right, so I'm good. Just ask all in favor of that? Or do I have to have another motion?
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of motions involved in this being chairperson. So all those in favor of Mr. Nelson as board chair? All right, so that would be, any opposed? No. So that motion will carry, so we can let, so come back up. And the board chair, so you'll give me one moment to get your vice chair in place. Now, may I have a nominations for the vice chairperson of the Board of Education?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Karen.
Can I have one nomination? Do I have any further nominations?
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Pam.
Okay.
I love each other.
Okay. Do I have any further nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations for vice chairperson?
Make the motion.
Do I have a second? Okay. And so, Mr. Carringer and and Mrs. Knott, if you will step out and we'll talk about
Close
it
the door
later.
behind you.
So I believe Robert's Rules of Order would be that the first person nominated would be the first person that we vote on. Is that correct, Attorney Davis?
Correct.
So I would, all those in favor of Mr. Carringer as the vice chairperson?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Yep, I've got a majority. So all those that in favor, you can vote. Yes, you may.
Can I
Yes,
vote
you
as
have,
chair?
yes.
Yes.
You are not, I'm not turning the meeting back over to you yet, so
Okay.
you will be able to vote. So now, all those in favor of Mr. Nelson, or Mr. Carringer as vice chairperson of the board, raise your hand, please. So I have 2. All those opposed? Okay. That motion will also carry as a majority of the vote. So, thank you. Back in. Thank you both, but Mr. Carringer will be the vice chair. And at this time, this concludes the organizational meeting of the Board of Education. And the new board is at liberty to call the meeting to order.
I'd like to call the Graham County Board of Education special call meeting, December 6, 2022, to order. And Mr. Moody, would you mind leading us in prayer, please?
Dear God, Father, Lord, again, thank you this day, the freedom we have over you. and in this country. We thank you for your grace and that your son came and died and rose again for our sins. Lord, I just thank you for this new board that's set tonight, Lord, with its leaders, Lord, and all their input and all the things they're going to have to do to keep our kids safe, Lord, and do what's in their best interest, Lord. So I just please that you bless them, Lord, and give them godly wisdom and insight on the best way to do things. We can't thank you enough for them, Lord. Thank you for our school system, and our teachers and our staffs and our kids, Lord. I expect you to be with them wherever they may be. And again, we can't do anything without you and your help, Lord. And again, we just can't thank you enough because you're the best. Just in my prayer. Amen.
I'll lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before I open the floor for public comment period, I want to welcome Ms. Denchel as a new member of the board, and Mr. Carringer, we welcome you back, sir. This is mainly for Ms. Denchel. Our main job is to listen and to make fair and impartial judgments on everything we hear. And we are responsible for over 225 staff members. We're responsible for over 1,200 kids. So it's very serious what we're doing. And we take our job very seriously. And we appreciate you all and glad to have you. All right. Has anyone signed up for public comment? Please. Okay. So the floor was open. Do I have a motion to close public comment period?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Yep.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Ms. Knight, reports and discussion items, middle school construction update.
Yes, I'll be very brief. We're very excited to tell you that we're almost ready to move in. We have furniture in, we're doing our final things. I walked through with them with a punch list last Thursday. They're gonna meet again next week to finalize a few things. And it looks like the kids will be moving in after the first of the year. They do hope to have an open house over there, which I will certainly let you guys know about. They look to have that around the 4th of January before the kids come back so that we can have the public in there. But I'll certainly get that advertised and get that out to y'all. But we're very, very excited about how this has turned out. It's just if you haven't been through the building, it's beautiful. And I think the kids are going to be excited, and it's something that we can be proud of and the community can be proud of too. So.
And next is upcoming school events. You gave us a sheet.
I did, and just in front of you, you've seen that last week as well. Just a reminder of some of the things that are going on at school. If you want to drop in and be a part of some of the activities that are going on, I just wanted to list that for you so you'd have an idea what was going on at school.
Okay. Do we have any announcements?
Based on your determination of it being the first Tuesday of the month, that would put your next board meeting at 10 a.m. on January the 3rd. And that concludes my announcements.
Okay. All right. Do I have a motion? Excuse me?
Permission to speak.
Sure.
I want to ask Ms. Knight, talking about the new building, do they have a dedication anymore, or is it just an open house?
I think that it will probably be all of the dedication open house altogether.
I will say, and I don't know really when that will be. The kids will probably
We're
know.
hoping to have it the 3rd or the 4th. So we want to make sure that everything's in there and they're ready to go. We didn't want to set it until we do that final punch list and get the CO moved in.
Will it be something in the evening, do you think? Or?
I'm assuming so in the
Since
afternoon. I would assume so, but if we have it when the kids are not there, it could be during the day.
Yeah, okay.
So that, I think there's a work day on the 4th, and that's kind of what they were shooting
I didn't
for.
know if they called it a dedication or what they called it.
Yeah, I think it would kind of be like a
And
ribbon
one other
cutting.
thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I thought you were through.
I think I am.
One other thing, we've been calling that the 6th grade wing, and it's not.
No.
There's going to be people
Yes.
in 7th and 8th grade that use that building also.
Yeah, that's
So
all.
I didn't know whether y'all knew that.
That's all it is.
I thought it was just a 6th grade one. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
All in favor? Any opposed? Have a good evening.